action against U.S. maritime interests in the region. Last year, the U.S. blamed Iran for mine attacks on oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland as stampedes killed 40 people at the funeral for the Iranian general. Now, a key ally of Iran, Syria, hosting a visit from the Russian president, meeting in Damascus with President Bashar al-Assad, according to Syrian state news, and one death reported in Puerto Rico after a second earthquake this week. Today's 6.4 magnitude quake.
We predict that there's a 3% chance of something larger happening within the following week after the main shock.
That's geophysicist John Geiger. America's listening to Fox News.
From the University of Louisville, this is U of L Today. The increasing number of deaths tied to vaping has created a sense of urgency for research on electronic cigarettes and what's in them. U of L chemistry professor Pavel Lorkowitz is part of a research team looking at volatile organic compounds, VOCs, which are found in cigarette smoke.
We know that these compounds have been found in e-cigarette vapors. Those compounds have been linked to cardiovascular effects, cardiovascular disease, which we know is the leading cause of deaths.
What researchers haven't figured out is the levels of VOCs in the bloodstream of those who vape, or even those who are breathing the secondhand smoke from e-cigarette users.
We don't know what the chronic effects of e-cigarettes are. That's why e-cigarettes really require a lot of research.
At the University of Louisville, Pavel Lorkowitz and others are working on it. A great place to learn, work, and invest. We are U of L.
The Sicilian Bank makes it easy and saves you time with their self-service products. With their online banking, you can pay bills with just the click of a mouse. Just go to thesicilianbank.com to get started. Or you can do even more on their mobile app, like their bill pay feature. Download it today. It's available through the App Store or Google Play. And here's another way the Sicilian Bank makes it easy. Depositing checks is now easier than ever with their mobile deposit capture. Go to their website to find out more. The Sicilian Bank, always making it easier for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey folks, this is Kurt Scott, minister at Caneyville Christian Church. I would like to invite you to worship with us Sundays at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Our Sunday school begins at 10 a.m. Hope to see you soon.
Eternity in the Proverbs? This is Roger Patterson with a Minute of Vision for Life. You know what I love about the book of Proverbs is that it gives such practical instruction for our everyday lives. For me, and I hope for you, through these moments, there's great vision for life. But take a look at this word. Proverbs 12:28 states, "In the path of righteousness is life, and in its pathway there is no death." Even in this ancient book, there's the talk of everlasting life through the path of righteousness. John 14:6 declares that Jesus is the way to the Father and life everlasting. Getting on his path, clinging to his sacrifice in the cross for your righteousness, and following him is the way to life and the abundant life today. I love that the entirety of the scripture is much bigger than my little life and that it all testifies to the Lord Jesus Christ. Do you have this everlasting life?
You've been listening to Dr. Roger Patterson with A Minute of Vision, a ministry of Vision for Life Radio at visionforlife.org.
Fox Sports Trending now.
News from the NFL, where the Dallas Cowboys have apparently found Jason Garrett's replacement. It's reportedly Mike McCarthy, who was previously the head coach of the Packers. He won a Super Bowl with Green Bay in 2011 and compiled a record of 125, 77, and 2 in 13 seasons in Green Bay. He made the playoffs 9 times with the Packers and won 10 playoff games. College football, Alabama star quarterback Tua Tagovailoa announced he's leaving school to enter the NFL draft. He's projected as a first-round pick, but he's also coming off a dislocated hip, which required surgery. He finished his career with 87 touchdowns and 11 interceptions in 32 games. In the NBA, the Spurs surprised the Bucks 126-104. Milwaukee, best record in the league, loses by 22 points in San Antonio. Wizards over the Celtics 99-94. And behind a 38-point performance from Luka Doncic, the Mavericks down the Bulls 118-110. I'm Eddie Garcia.
We are Fox Sports. K105 weather is brought to you by the 3 Grayson County locations of the Sicilian Bank.
Lots of clouds around, perhaps a few raindrops or even a snowflake, but most areas will stay dry. In fact, the clouds will hurry up and move out of here by the time we head toward mid-morning with a decent amount of sunshine today. A high of 48, 33 tonight, 46 tomorrow, 50s, 60s, and then near 70 by the weekend, but heavy rain is likely. The Wade for News Storm Tracking Team. I'm meteorologist Brian Good.
sky. Please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong?
This is In the Know for Tuesday, January 7th, the 7th day of 2020. There are 359 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station 103.9 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast, and the hashtag is In the Know. We're on Facebook Watch, of course, YouTube Live, Periscope. Coming up today, we update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We get even a little deeper into the year 2020, some of the things that we're talking about here in January. And we will have today's water cooler question, going to be your choice of prizes. That's and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Beach. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Are you like me and trying to maybe lose a little weight in 2020?
A little.
A little bit?
I gained probably 5 to 7 pounds.
Right.
From Thanksgiving on.
Yeah.
I'd like to drop those.
So just you like to shed that right back off. You should laugh more. If you want to lose weight for New Year's and be successful, start laughing. A study measured the number of calories expended by adults as they watch different TV shows. People who watch comedies use 20% more energy. This means 10 to 15 minutes of laughter a day could burn up to 40 extra calories.
I think I'm good at that.
Which would be 3 to 4 pounds a year. So it might take you all year to laugh your 5 pounds off, but you'll eventually get there.
Yeah.
Just in time for the next holiday season. She's the pride of Pumpkin Center, the heiress to the great mini burger fortune. She's Vera Wang's arch nemesis and the Professional Bargain Hunters Woman of the Year. She's Misty Embry Thomas. Hey, Colonel.
Hey.
Hey, Colonel. How you doing? That's Misty.
Okay, great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You enjoying the sunshine?
I am, actually, yes.
I know you seem to perk up a little bit when Mr. Blue Sky play. I know you love ELO anyway, but ELO on a sunny day.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Your Christmas decorations still up?
Yep, part of them.
Yeah?
May stay there. It's in the corner. I may throw a blanket over it and just call it a job done.
If you've not yet de-Christmased, if you've not yet taken your Christmas decorations down, you might hold off.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you had a good year and want the same 2019 magic to follow you into 2020. Mental health professionals say decorations can be kept all year long if you don't mind all the festive elements around your house. Coupled with the proven benefits of holiday decorations on your mental health, not taking down decorations will make you feel better and save you a lot of time.
I love it.
I heard one gentleman call in and query Rick and Bubba today about the idea of leaving your Christmas tree up, but turning your Christmas tree into a Valentine's tree, into an Easter tree.
I don't want to do all that.
Into ours could be a derby tree.
Sure.
It could be
that may be fun.
4th of July tree. It could be a football
It's a
tree.
really big tree.
Yeah.
It could be a Thanksgiving tree. Then it can be a Christmas tree again, and just the cycle all the way
Why
through.
can't it just be a tree?
I guess
just be a tree.
It can be.
I mean, we like house plants.
Just a tree.
Right? Just
I noticed that. So the day after Christmas, I started some of the, I'll call it the tertiary, the third tier Christmas programming that gets gathered up on the DVR over the course of the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
I started clandestinely pruning some of those, like, if you haven't watched it by now, you're not going to watch it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then there are a few of the Christmas staples that are holding on. Okay? But they're still being viewed here on January the 6th. So I think the rule that we've settled, like Olaf's Frozen Adventure, still a big hit at our house. But I think
little people, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
so
and big people.
Yesterday we reached the rule that when the Christmas decorations come down, you'll have to segue away from the Christmas programming.
You have way too many rules in your house. It's like it's a free for all at our house.
If you don't draw some rules on St. Patrick's Day, we'll be watching Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
And that's okay. Hey,
there's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing.
You can't have Olaf in Hawaii.
There's nothing wrong with it, but it's
interesting.
Got to have some boundaries somewhere.
These boundaries you speak of. Let the kid do what the kid wants to do.
Weather-wise, today, partly sunny, 48, 32, and mostly clear tonight. Mostly sunny, 46 tomorrow. Temperature on the increase as we head into late week. May see some upper 60s, may see some 70s, but Thursday afternoon, wind gusts over 30 miles an hour are possible. Saturday, wind gusts of over 45 miles per hour are possible. And Saturday, heavy rainfall with 2 to 4 inches are possible.
That'll drown a rat. Good grief.
Thank goodness for the warm temperature.
Yeah, like the only saving grace in this.
I'll take the wind and the warm temperature
Take the wind and the rain.
rather than the cold, and then that if you take 2 to 4 inches of rain and turn that into snow.
Well, because that would work against your rule for Olaf's Frozen Christmas. If
right.
it felt like Christmas, Mark may not get to keep his rule.
Trying to get Olaf out of here.
Scoot along, Olaf.
I did read something interesting about the scientific effect of snow this morning.
Okay.
And I realized there's only one thing I like about snow.
When it goes?
I do like that part. You know how it gets really quiet outside when it snows?
Yeah, it does. It really
because of all the way that the molecules are in the water and the snow. It's a sound dampener.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just absorbs all of the sound. And when you're outside, it's just deathly quiet.
But
I like that quiet sound.
But I think also we've all been taught to there's some kind of reverence that comes over you when it's snowing. It's like we just watch in awe. Like the big fat snowflakes.
Well.
Like we all at our house will just sit glare at it like that's incredible.
Yeah. But I do like it when it leaves.
Yeah, we just
Absolutely.
scowl when it comes down.
But you're still quiet.
There's a
Either way.
story at K105.com today that caught my eye about the new E911 system that's being installed at the Grayson County Dispatch Center. Portions of this upgrade began back in September with the new phone system, but then I think in earnest, the full system may be not installed until March of this year, but it will, if you read the input from Kim Miller for the story, talks about the true upgrade potential that this new 911 system is going to have for residents of Grayson County. One of the things, she says it's a 3-position IP-based Zetrol Max dispatch radio system. Must have the flux capacitor on it too. If you've got a fancy name like that, you also have a flux capacitor.
Please, for the love of God. Right.
Without a doubt.
Can we take the door off dispatch and put the DeLorean door?
Yeah, the doors wing up. Yeah, that has to. $186,000.
It better have a DeLorean
is what
door.
the system costs. But one of the things that she mentioned that in the future during critical incidents, Max Dispatch can be operated over a laptop, giving dispatch the ability to deploy for critical incidents securely.
Wow.
What's that code for? No scanner.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what I hear that as they will continue to be able to evolve and relay information that maybe the world doesn't immediately hear. Now, if you're in the news, if you're in the journalism business, the news reporting business, you rely upon a lot of that traffic in order to kind of know what's happening. Is it something worth following up on, pursuing? But as popular as scanners are, it's kind of like real-time notification, and it causes looky-loos, it causes pandemonium, it causes misinformation, and so the old coconut telegraph gets going. So I think there are times. What? The coconut telegraph?
They do. They really do. It's like
that's right. And so it just
all I hear on Facebook.
That's right. So you heard it on the scanner, and then there's this, and
I love this. There's a wreck, but nobody asked any questions. But I'm going to be the one to tell you all because I want to be the first one to tell you on Facebook.
Yeah. The have to knowers.
Stop, Pat Me Patty. Like somebody pet me for being the first to inform you.
One of the upgrades will also be the ability to text to 911. Now, when we first talked about this technology coming to portions of Kentucky,
Yeah.
I have great concern
I do
about
too.
it because I'm not sure. We have proven we can't have nice things.
Right.
And so I'm not.
No.
Some of us, I said us. I didn't say some of you. I said some of us are going to struggle with the luxury of being able to text emergencies or have emergency communication. Fair enough? Will some of us struggle? Some of us won't know where the boundaries are and what that's for and what it's not for. Correct?
Yes, but when your coconut phone is broken, don't text dispatch.
When your coconut gets disconnected, don't be.
Don't be texting the dispatch.
We have new constitutional officers. Well, we have some new constitutional officers as of yesterday. The swearing in took place in Frankfort. If you see the photo of the swearing in, it looks like if you just stood Andy Bashir out front there, they look like a musical group.
Yeah.
They kind of look like a Southern gospel music group.
They really
Right
do.
there, right? If you put Andy Bashir out there with a microphone in front of it, like he'd be singing lead.
Yeah.
This is like the something
Yeah.
family, the Frankfurt family. This is the Frankfurt family.
Onward, Christian soldiers
That's
marching
well,
to
but
the Capitol.
But you look at that photo and you think, who brought the Democrat? Right? That's Matt Bevin is looking at that photo today going, I should have been standing out in front of these people, but yet he's not. And so you've got all the constitutional officers from the GOP. Daniel Cameron was sworn in last month. Allison Ball was already in office. Mike Harmon was already in office. So actually the only one that took the oath of office for the first time yesterday was Michael Adams.
Yeah.
As the Secretary of State. Now, as the legislature convenes in Frankfurt today for a 60-day budget session, not a special session, a regular session, you still have the governor, Andy Bashir, who is still singing songs of cooperation and harmony and give peace a chance and unity because he still realizes that he is grossly outnumbered in Frankfurt and he needs to try and fulfill some of the promises that he made along the campaign trail.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you and me.
Who throws the first punch? Who throws the first jab?
Who gets sideways
today
and harmonizing at the course?
After the two chambers are gavelled into session today, probably later on this morning, who's gonna throw the first punch?
Why do I feel like it's going to come in the form of a spitwad? Right?
Yeah, that's certainly
Anybody packing in a straw.
certainly a possibility.
Security, pay attention to the straws.
Counties around the Commonwealth are bracing for some of the things that may happen during the 60-day legislative session. A handful of Kentucky counties have passed resolutions declaring local governments Second Amendment sanctuaries, and dozens of others are poised to vote on the issue. Letcher County is among the latest to pass such a resolution as a defense against possible federal or state legislation that could limit access to firearms, ammunition, or gun accessories. So, with the idea that a red flag law could be introduced in Kentucky's legislature, you've got counties that are saying that law won't apply here. So there becomes a rub. You get into, there's the federal versus states' rights, right? We are a republic in the sense that states have some autonomy in being able to pass their own laws within the union or within the republic. But now you're going to have a group of counties then say our state's laws don't apply here in the county potentially. So it could be an interesting showdown going forward.
Grayson County will be voting on theirs today as well. Their
Right.
fiscal court meeting.
Yeah, and I have no reason to think Grayson County won't become next if you just look at the composition of the leadership as elected by the community. I have no reason to think that Grayson County won't follow suit.
Yep.
So should be an interesting session in Frankfort. Fayette County has now been added to the Real ID registration list. This poor
We
Real
back
ID
on that
thing.
again?
Yep. Yeah, it was. If it was a year ago, it was starting in March.
This thing's like a scrappy wet cat that won't go away. Like
January
like a
of
stray cat.
2019 was starting February 1st, starting February 1st, starting February 1st. And then they finally got to the middle of the year and said, we really don't know when it'll be. And so they had to back up and punt on the Real ID thing. The circuit court clerks realized that this was going to be extremely laborious to implement. So the Transportation Cabinet said, okay, let's revisit this. And the Transportation Cabinet now intends, I think, eventually in all of their districts to have an office where you can go get your Real ID. So they started with the first office in Frankfort, but they didn't say, okay, everybody in this area. They said, all right, we want Woodford County and we want Franklin County.
You think they'd start in Butler County where there's 600 people?
Well,
let's try this shoe on for size.
What they did was they started as close to Lexington as they could without getting Lexington, but now Lexington has been added. So Fayette County, Henry County, Owen County, Shelby County, Woodford County, now all in the list. They're going to see, okay, can we handle this many? And if they do that, then you'll see. But you're still running out of time. October is the federal deadline. If you have a standard Kentucky driver's license and you have no passport, come October, you will not be able to board an aircraft. You will not be able to enter a federal building. You will not be able to set foot on a military base.
Listen, you might as well get a horse and buggy and park it. You out. You out of citizenship. Like you can't. I don't even know if they're going to let you into the Oceans Mercantile. Right?
Well, no, they'll let you in there. Have you looked around? Yeah. Think about it. At the Yum Center tonight, Louisville will host Miami. Miami will be looking to knock off the number 13 Louisville Cardinals. Cards need to get back. They're in danger of losing 3 in a row after dropping games to Kentucky and to Florida State. There's been a little bit of people grumbling about Chris Mack. Reddit and East didn't mind about. It's all part of the process, I think they say. Ashton Hagans is day-to-day, not sure if he'll be able to play tonight when he travels to his home state of Georgia to play the University of Georgia at Stegman Coliseum down in Athens. The Cats are 10-3. Georgia is 10-3. Georgia is unranked. The Cats are ranked at number 14. And then it was a big night at Grayson County High School last night for a young Miss Kenzie Renfro. She made it into the 1,000-point club with her first point of the night. She entered with 999, but had 25 points on the night, so that gives her, 1,024 points on her career. She had a triple-double, had 14 rebounds, 10 steals, 6 assists as she helped lift the Grayson County Lady Cougars to a 57-40 victory over Owensboro at the Cougar Gym last night. So congratulations to Kenzie,
that's awesome.
getting into the 1,000-point club on her career at Grayson County High School. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way here on In the Know.
Did you know that experts estimate that 80 to 90% of disease is stress-related? Massage can help by lowering your blood pressure, increasing circulation, reducing fatigue, and increasing energy. Call Renee Smith at 270-505-5463 to set up your appointment for a therapeutic massage today. Renee also offers gift certificates and is conveniently located on Elizabethtown Road in Litchfield. 270-505-5463.
At Litchfield Pediatrics, we don't just love our community, we love yours too. Serving surrounding counties from Warren to Hardin, our growing network of physicians and professionally trained staff provide the best in pediatric care. Now offering new online appointment requests, available 24/7 and can be accessed by visiting our Facebook page. Give us a call at 270-259-5641 or stop by our new facility located at 901 Wallace Avenue. Litchfield Pediatrics, providing the best in pediatric care.
It's a great time of year to enroll your kids in gymnastics classes at Twin Lakes Gymnastics. Classes are offered for all ages and all skill levels. Twin Lakes Gymnastics is also the perfect place to host your next birthday party. Rent the entire gym for 2 hours for only $125. With an in-ground trampoline and foam block pit, your child and their friends are sure to have the best birthday ever. Call Jennifer at 270-589-1444 or visit twinlakesgymnastics.com, located by the Clarkson Community Ballpark.
Monster Jam. It's the rush of the race, the thrill of the victory, the energy of the crowd. This is Monster Jam. See Megalodon, El Toro Loco, and more. Now featuring Freestyle Motocross. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Tickets on sale now. Coming to Freedom Hall January 18th and 19th. You have to see it live, so get your tickets and Pit Party passes at monsterjam.com today.
On the basketball court, you have to know where the lines are. It's just as important to know where the lines are in your own yard. Kentucky law generally requires you to have underground utility lines located before most excavation work, even if it's on your own property. If you don't call 811 and you damage a natural gas line, the Kentucky Public Service Commission will investigate you, and you may be fined up to $1,250. Much better to stay within the bounds of the law and call before you dig to start putting in that backboard or goalpost. For more information, visit psc.ky.gov. This message brought to you by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
Facebook is refreshing some security features. Now on the Privacy Checkup Hub, you'll see some specific topics to choose from, like who can see what you share, which walks you through your settings so you can indicate who can see your posts and each piece of information you have on your profile. The feature now also includes quick ways to change your password and to switch on login alerts. Another topic walks you through the ways people can find you on Facebook and makes it easier to limit who can send you friend requests and who can look you up using your phone number or email. Most people eagerly awaiting a 5G phone from Apple. New report says it might be a little longer. Reliable Apple analyst Mehdi Hosseini says a slower 5G phone will come in September, and the faster version will not arrive until probably 2021. Uber users in Las Vegas can now use the app to purchase tickets for the regional Vegas buses. Purchasing transit tickets via Uber will cost the same amount as through other existing options. Tech Report, Larry Olson.
Well, we're chasing time, gotta find peace of mind and understand that maybe we never can. Keep me in your mirror.
Today is Bobblehead Day.
Don't take your eyes off the road.
We never had any bobbleheads made. Just kind of a normal bobblehead. If you watch the broadcast, and look like a bobblehead. It is I'm Not Going to Take It Anymore Day.
Oh.
All right.
Take this job and shove it.
It is Tempura Day today.
Big fan.
Yeah, I like some tempura, but I don't like sushi tempura.
I do.
I don't like it fried. To me, it just kind of hides the flavor. And it is Harlem Globetrotters Day today.
Oh.
So, might be Harlem Globetrotters opportunity in your future later on in the show. Here's, we haven't done this in a while, but we'll call it this week's By the Numbers.
Okay.
Who we are, what we do, not necessarily an indication as to why, but 27% of us say we've never set foot in our neighbor's house. Well, what constitutes like immediate next door neighbors?
Right, like I haven't been in all of my neighbors' houses.
All of your immediate next door neighbors you've not?
No, I have my immediate next door neighbors, but not everybody in the neighborhood.
But not necessarily someone that you would call a neighbor.
Right.
Right, you haven't necessarily done that. Does that percentage sound high, low?
No, I think that sounds probably average.
Sound about right. 23% of adults say they play video games regularly while on the clock at work.
Does solitaire count?
Yes, it does.
Well, yeah.
I'm not on the clock.
It's hard to define your clock.
I really don't play here. I tell you where I play solitaire is at night in bed when I'm trying to go, like I'm sitting there ready to go to sleep.
Right.
I will play solitaire.
Me too.
But I used the phrase one time. I said, "Awake is working."
Yeah.
Because if you're, your like thought process and like, okay, so it's hard to define the clock.
I probably make as many lists at home for show ideas and ticket things and
right,
story stuff as I do.
Our clock is the clock. Does that make? I mean, that's really our entire world is
my brain is
built
at
around
work.
a clock, and not the good kind of clock.
Not like Flavor Flav clock.
Right. If I could get a Flavor Flav clock, then
Life would be flavorful.
my Flavor Flav clock's on my wrist.
Yeah.
I could just walk around like this
Well-
and say, "Yeah, boy."
And I tell you, here lately it's saying, you're not being productive enough.
Your move rings are normally further along. That's what mine
I,
says
on
a lot
average,
of.
burned 748 calories per day last week. And I'm like, is that bad?
Really? Do I need to do better?
Should I have gotten up?
90% of adults say they've shown up at work sick. Well, what constitutes sick? I mean, aren't there levels of sick?
Yeah.
There are. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had a cold starting Thursday through sometime yesterday. Seems to be a lot better. I don't think I showed up at work sick.
If I think I'm sick, I come in with a face mask on, and then I play it from there.
25% of adults say they are relieved when friends cancel their plans.
Yeah, no, it all sounds so good in the beginning.
Right.
Yeah,
Because then you have to get ready.
It's kind of like
find an
marriage
outfit.
or
yeah.
kids.
Sounds
or,
good in the beginning.
really
Yeah.
sounds like life.
Yeah, I didn't
I
want
want
to
to do that, but
Like, yeah,
I don't
let's
want to
all
get ready
plan
to do
go
that.
and do that.
That's-
And then when it comes to the day, it's like,
That's the old agreeing to anything 2 months out. Oh, yeah. 2 months from
gonna
now?
do
Yeah, I'll
what?
do it.
Yeah.
But then it gets there. It's like, oh,
I told you I'd do
do
what?
I have to do that?
I'm sick.
62% of adults say that they'd be mortified if their friends saw their high school yearbook photo.
Nope.
Nope. Still ugly.
Nope.
I mean, it's all right.
Just the hair didn't fit in all the
70% of us say our significant other is guilty of selective hearing.
Which way you want to go with this one?
So Jason's
what was that?
catchphrase now is, that was a weird way to start a conversation. Are you listening to me? That's odd.
Here is the word of the decade by the American linguists. The American Dialect Society says they is the word of the decade. Back to this. The organization also selected my pronouns, she, her, he, him, or they, them, as their word of the year in 2019. The singular they was previously chosen as 2015's word of the year as well. So we talked about this previously on the show, but it had not been named the word of the decade.
Right.
Right? The entire decade. And I'm not sure this year's winner won in a runoff. I'd like to take a broader look at the decade, but I don't have like the list of the nominees from all of the years. But the word of the word of the year they was in a runoff against the word meme. See, some people would say meme is the word of the decade.
I love it.
Because a decade ago we didn't have
memes.
We didn't have meme.
No.
Climate, woke, Me Too, Black Lives Matter, 2019 specifically, OK Boomer, Quid Pro Quo, Cancel, and then Karen. Right? Karen has gotten very popular. We're not going to do that, Karen.
Yeah. No,
You
I
know,
think they missed
2
it
years
on-
ago was Felicia.
Yeah.
And now we've
yeah.
moved on to Karen.
Bye, Felicia. Karen's here.
Right.
So, but I think they missed it on all. Kafifi is the word of the decade. Kafifi
Kafifi
is
is
what we
fun.
should all work towards in our life.
And I don't think they're going to give credit to a word that was created by Donald J. Trump.
But shouldn't a Pulitzer Prize at least? Kafifi. That's I couldn't make up a word to even
Kafifi.
compete with Kafifi.
Are you all participating in Veganuary?
No, but my daughter's decided she's not a vegan. She's a freegan. She'll eat the food if it's free.
Yeah. Well, you got to have,
like
you
that.
gotta have
Free meat and
principles.
dairy. I'll eat that. Like, I do appreciate your honesty.
It's
kid.
let's see. I think I put an extra syllable in it. It's Veganuary.
Veganuary.
Veganuary. It's vegan meets January. Veganuary.
I actually am eating vegan right now.
The eating regimen means omitting all animal products, including meat, fish, poultry, dairy, eggs, and even honey.
Oh, maybe I'm not.
You got to take honey out of the equation?
What is left?
Yeah.
Instead, vegan loads up on
Grass.
vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, and soy-like tofu, edamame, and tempeh.
No, I'm not
TMP.
vegan. I'm having meat, so never mind.
Yeah, not a snowball's chance.
No?
Nope.
I'm just doing a sugarless, dairyless
So
January.
I was reading something the other day and trying to kind of get on a plan, and the
Trying to get on a plan.
well,
You quit making rules over your programming.
well, like trying to get together a strategy. You know, like okay, and here's one of the things, and they use the color coded.
Are you looking for teammates? I need somebody to create strategy, structure.
We'll talk about it off the air.
Okay.
They said do this.
Okay.
Try to eat the most foods you eat need to be green.
You're right. Yeah. I've
The
done this.
medium amount of foods that you eat should be yellow, and the least amount of foods that you eat should be red.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I'd never really thought of that before. So it's okay to have yellow foods. It's okay to have red foods, but red needs to be the smallest category. Yellow needs to be the middle, and then the most food you eat, if they're in the green color family, then it's going to be better for you.
Sure.
And I was like, that could work.
That's very similar to the ABS diet where they give you a bullseye target, so your green foods were in the middle. But so they actually have a system that Mallory and I did for a while where you actually have the containers and they're colored like that. And you have
really?
to put, yeah. So you have to put your oils and your protein, nuts and fatty things in the little red container, and then they worked you out into containers.
It's like putting the poison logo on it.
If
like,
you couldn't get
shouldn't
the
eat very
lid
much
on
of
it,
this.
you overshot your portion. Like the ranch is pouring out of the container. Is that too much?
Yeah, I can see where that might be an issue.
It worked about a week.
On the other end of the veganuary spectrum would be a big trend this year. You know, we said the 90s are going to be big in 2020. A return to the 90s idea of cereal, which is basically breakfast candy.
Yeah, it really
If you think about 90s cereal,
I mean, it's dessert for breakfast.
That's right. Hershey's
Yeah.
Kisses cereal, Reese's Puffs cereal, Jolly Rancher cereal, coconut and almond Nature Valley. That's not candy.
That's not candy.
And then Trix with marshmallows cereal.
You can just buy bags of the marshmallows.
Yes. So if you're doing the opposite of veganuary, or I guess the opposite of healthy, because those breakfast candies are still
At least you get your milk.
with ice cubes.
I'm an optimist.
And if you're looking for a challenge this year, Oscar Mayer is looking for a new hot dogger
What's the definition of a hot dogger?
to be in charge of taking the iconic Wienermobile across the country to promote the brand.
I don't know if you know this, but I just graduated with a leadership degree. I think I am now qualified to be the hot dogger.
The company said in a job posting online that it is seeking a hot dogger to travel the hot dog highways of America
I mean, there's a side cart for you.
with
right?
the Wienermobile
I can
and
pack
to
our bags.
act as a traveling public relations firm.
We got this.
I have
That'd be
been
all right, right?
praying that something fall in my lap that is so
This is it.
unique.
No.
I would like to see the schematic of the interior of the Wienermobile. Like, is it the size of a studio apartment?
You know
Can you
you have
live
to
in
drive,
it?
right?
Can you,
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I have to drive.
So
I don't drive.
just look it up online if you want to apply to be the official hot dogger from the Wienermobile from Oscar Mayer. Got to get to a break. When we come back, today's water cooler question, your chance to win, is coming up. You're on In the Know.
Believing in dreams inspires the Globetrotter in all of us. Catch the one and only Harlem Globetrotters all-new Pushing the Limits World Tour with new high-flying stunts, a new record-breaking attempt, and laugh-out-loud entertainment for the whole family. See rim-rattling dunks and basketball magic as the stars of the Harlem Globetrotters take to the court to push the limits like never before in a larger-than-life performance filled with unforgettable family moments.
The Harlem Globetrotters playing 2 games in Louisville at KFC Yum Center next Saturday, January 18th at 2 and 7 p.m. Visit harlemglobetrotters.com for tickets.
Down here in the South, we like good coffee that's freshly brewed, warm, fluffy biscuits, and a delicious breakfast that suits your fancy. Like a savory sausage biscuit with egg or a tasty single sausage, gravy, and biscuit from McDonald's. Now, just $2 each. Head on over to McDonald's, where breakfast is Southern inspired and Southern approved. Price and participation may vary. Available when product served. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
At Big O Tires in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Litchfield, and Hardinsburg, there's no credit check, and payments are available. $50 down and drive away today.
Big O Tires has guaranteed lowest tire prices, great selection, and great prices on major brands.
Brands like Michelin, Goodrich, Goodyear, and Cooper, with huge savings on custom wheels.
$10 off any Extreme battery, $10 off full synthetic oil change,
$15 off alignments, and buy one, get one free wiper blade.
The lowest tire prices in town, guaranteed.
And unbelievable in-store service specials.
$50 off brakes, $20 off any flush kit, and $50 off set of 4 Big O brand tires.
Big O Tires is locally owned and operated with the greatest prices and fantastic service specials. When cash is low, come to Big O. No credit check and payments available. $50 down and drive away today. See dealer for details. Big O Tires in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Litchfield, and Hardinsburg.
As a child, I can remember always being excited about going to Community Trust Bank with my parents because I knew I was going to get a treat. It's funny, now that I'm married, have 2 kids, and just bought a new home, when it came time for a new home loan, I went to Community Trust Bank. I trust them and knew they'd be there for me and my family, just like they were there for Mom and Dad. And now with 79 locations, there's no reason to go anywhere else but Community Trust.
Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
That boy of mine, he sure does take after me. I love football, he loves football. I put ketchup on my eggs, he puts ketchup on his. I didn't wear my seatbelt, neither did he. So nothing's gonna be the same ever again. So please, show your kids what a good driver does. Buckle up and put your phone down.
Hey, for visiting teams, the trip to the home court of the Big Blue usually ends in disaster. But for every disaster that happens off the court or field, call on the fire, water, cleanup, and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO, SERVPRO.com. That's where you'll find the team that's faster to any size disaster, thanks to 27 locations across Kentucky. So when fire or water threatens your home or business, call on the Big Green Vans at 1-800-SERVPRO. Go Big Blue, 1-800-SERVPRO. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Looking mighty gorgeous for the rest of the day today. Plenty of sunshine. Temperatures not too bad. Actually above normal for January standards. Again, a high of 48 tonight. Cold and frosty down to about the freezing mark here in the city of 32. Then tomorrow, a bit cool but dry again. A high temperature of 46. From the Way 3 News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Brian Good.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Did you know time is the most commonly used noun in the English language? Time. What time is it? What time are we going to do that? Do we have time for that?
Right.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, that's what pushed it over the edge, my friend.
It was probably, somewhere in the top 5 until Sweet Brown came along and then shoved it over, and now everybody, ain't nobody got time for that. So that's why time is the most used noun in the English language. Here's today's water cooler question. It is your chance to win. If you've not won in the last 30 days and you're 18 years of age or older, you qualify to win by calling 270-259-6000, 270-259-6000. If you offer an incorrect answer, you'll hear this sound. I said, yes, that's the sound you'll hear if it's incorrect. If you are correct, you'll hear another sound. Here's your choice of prizes for today. Next weekend, right, 18th, 19th, the Harlem Globetrotters will be in Louisville. Also, Monster Jam will be in Louisville. Monster Jam will be at Freedom Hall. The Globetrotters will be at the Yum Center. You get your choice of a family 4-pack of tickets to either the Globetrotters or Monster Jam, based upon your interest, if you can solve this question. 1 in 10 men admit they have done this after a first date. 1 in 10 men admit they have done this after a first date. What is it? 1 in 10 men admit they have done this after a first date. 270-259-6000.
I think I know what it is.
You think you know what it is?
Yeah.
Good. Did you write it down? Do you need to write it down? Mm-hmm. Just in case you're correct. I do want to, while the phones queue up, I do want to offer a, not a full-throated, but a medium-throated apology to Ricky Gervais. I said yesterday, after him hosting the Golden Globes, that I didn't want to watch anything that Ricky Gervais was hosting. And I really still don't. But I do appreciate that he let the celebrities have it.
Yeah.
In his monologue, he basically said, if you win, get up here, accept your award, thank your mom, thank God, and get off the stage. You're not in a position to be offering commentary on the political blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
get it, Ricky.
Whoa. I just assumed he was going the other direction.
Yeah.
Now, the only sad thing about it is that he knew that it was his last time of hosting.
Right.
So it was on his way out the door that he was willing to speak his truth.
Yeah, he gave his political
to the woke people who were there at the Golden Globes. So it was good to hear, and that's why they got some reactions like, so I guess his name is, his
they
name
advertised
might be
that
Mud today.
So much during me binge watching This Is Us, that in my sleep I hear him saying, "Is it always what you wanted?"
Right.
No, it's not. Is it?
Well,
I'm like, I walked around the house saying that. Is it always
the
what you
Golden
wanted?
Globe ratings were at an all-time low. But if they could get Ricky Gervais to come back, the ratings might go the other way now because he might tell them that. Well, then I might enjoy watching that.
Sure.
But now, conversely, if they hire him back to host it, they may not get any celebrities to attend, which kind of defeats the purpose of a celebrity award show. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, Jason gets the first shot. Hey, Jason, good morning.
Good morning.
1 in 10 men admit they have done this after a first date.
Kiss. You don't kiss on your first date.
Oh, kiss on the first date is not what we're looking for. Keep trying. Let's go to Kathy. What's your guess, Kathy?
I'm going to say change their phone number.
Change their phone number is correct. One in 10 men
That's terrible.
after a first date have changed their phone number. Like, I'd say that date didn't go very well at all.
You scary.
Kathy, do you want Monster Jam or Harlem Globetrotters?
My kids are going to want Monster Jam.
Monster Jam it is. Hold on, we're going to get some information from you. Congratulations. Does that surprise you? What
I
did
said
you put?
go see someone else.
Go see. That's higher than 1 in 10.
I kind of thought that after I wrote it.
Way higher.
That's 11 out of 10.
than 1 in 10. The Mandalorian is in the news. Baby Yoda has a name, but it isn't Baby Yoda, and we don't know yet what it is.
Oh.
So Jon Favreau got mad when even a Disney executive called him Baby Yoda, and he said that's not his name. The child is what you should call him, but that's still not
weird. No.
his name.
We
Well,
have the child. Jesus was swaddle that child.
that's right. It's this mystery. Like, I understand what Favreau is doing.
Yeah.
They've obviously created a super popular character.
Yeah, he's kind of good at it. So.
But he had this timeline in which he wants the story to reveal the name. Like they waited until the last episode to reveal the appearance of the Mandalorian.
Okay.
So in his time, he wants to reveal what we're calling Baby Yoda is and the name. But we as a society can't wait. We'll just put a name on it.
Okay, so isn't Yoda his name?
Well, it appears that, but then there are some other...
Or is Yoda his thing, like a gremlin?
Yeah, that's...
He is a Yoda.
There was a female Yoda. If you go back into like Phantom Menace, there was a female version of that creature.
Yoda's
I think Yoda is a species.
Okay.
But there's only been one. So this is where the confusion is and why it has everyone talking.
God, please let it be Roger. You know,
Roger Yoda.
Just something bland. Like I want it to just be Bob.
Yoda. Roger Yoda.
Roger.
What's your name? Yoda. Roger Yoda. Let's get to a break. Got the Chart Toppers, Point to Ponder, Pearl of Wisdom all ahead here on In the Know.
So you've done your best to raise your child into a mature adult. But now that he's out on his own, he's making poor choices. You're disappointed and wonder where you went wrong. Well, if that sounds like your situation, let's talk about how to help him get back on track. Hi, this is Jim Daly with Focus on the Family. When an adult child loses his way, it can be hard for parents to know where to begin. Our counselor suggests you start by easing your guilt. Did you make mistakes? Well, of course. Every parent does. But your child is old enough to make his own choices and to take responsibility for them. So give yourself a break. Secondly, understand that the burden of getting life back on track ought to be your child's, not yours. And that's easy to forget. Of course, you can encourage him to make better choices, but he's old enough to take responsibility for his own life now. So point him in the right direction and give him advice if he asks for it, but let him be his own person. Now comes the hard part. Let your child suffer the consequences of his choices. If you rescue him from his problems, he may never feel a reason to live differently. So don't be too quick to save him from his pain. Watching a child make bad decisions can be tough. So if you'd like some extra guidance from our counselors, call us at 1-800-A-FAMILY or visit FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
Looking for fast, easy, and secure electronic banking? Community Trust has a wide variety of banking services to meet your needs, including internet banking, bill pay, and mobile banking. We now have even more great services like Apple Pay, make payments directly from your smartphone, and People Pay, a fast, easy, secure way to send and receive money from your smartphone. Visit us on the internet to learn more at ctbi.com. That's ctbi.com.
Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Moms will do anything to keep their kids safe. That's why every time we get in the car, even if it's just to the corner grocery, we play the seatbelt game. Whoever fastens their seatbelt first wins. Usually it's Sarah. I call her the fastest click in Kentucky. Her big brother may get his pride bruised, but at least I know we're all safe. Be safe, Kentucky. Buckle up and put the phone down.
Chris Stapleton's Concert for Kentucky, an Outlaw State of Kind benefit, April 25th. The first concert ever at Kroger Field. Chris Stapleton with special guests.
On the road again.
Willie Nelson and family.
Just can't wait to get on the road
Sheryl
again.
Crow.
All I wanna do is have some fun.
And Yola. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com.
Hey, for visiting teams, the trip to the home court of the Big Blue usually ends in disaster. But for every disaster that happens off the court or field, call on the Fire, Water, Cleanup, and Restoration Specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO, SERVPRO.com. That's where you'll find the team that's faster to any size disaster, thanks to 27 locations across Kentucky. So when fire or water threatens your home or business, call on the Big Green Vans at 1-800-SERVPRO. Go Big Blue, 1-800-SERVPRO. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
MB's Point to Ponder for today. Would you rather eat a raw egg or a raw onion?
Oh, raw onion all day long.
Egg?
Yeah,
Really?
no, I like raw onion. I like onion on sandwiches and salads.
Especially if it's a red onion.
Yeah.
Like a red onion.
Oh,
But now, I
steaks.
will tell you, I don't know if I want to do it all by itself. You know,
That would
the
burn.
option.
That would burn. But I think that's.
Yeah.
I still am going to go raw onion.
in concert
Egg.
with lettuce, tomato, croutons,
Ranch.
cheese,
Ranch.
ranch. Like the onion sounds good, but if it's just okay, and you have to eat the whole thing. Now, do you have to eat the egg shell, or can you just take the insides of the egg?
Yeah.
So
See, when you say onion, I always hear Shrek saying, ogres are like onions. They have layers. And Donkey says, cake.
Listen,
What
even
about
if I
cake?
had to eat the eggshell, I would still choose egg.
really.
Really? As
I mean,
opposed to
I know you don't
a
like
whole
onions,
onion?
but eggshells a lot. I mean, that could get in there and do some damage.
It's like eating glass.
Cause internal lacerations of some kind.
Yeah. Oh.
Here's- I was thinking more like in your throat
Oh,
area.
my ulcer just went, ew.
On TV tonight, Blackish, the return of season 6 on ABC, the return of season 17 of NCIS on CBS, Ellen's Game of Games, the season 3 premiere is on NBC. I am recording tonight the greatest of all time, Jeopardy on ABC. So you get Ken Jennings, James Holzhauer, and that other guy. I can't remember his name. I didn't watch Jeopardy during the time when he won all his money. But you got the 3 reported best of all time, and I think it's a 9-game championship.
Wowza, it's a real
So
tournament.
that's right. It'll go on for days, and it'll be a winner take all $1 million prize.
We should have like a last show buffet. You should cook for us, and we'll all show up. You know, kind of like before the Super Bowl. Just gonna throw that out there.
Had a friend of mine yesterday suggesting that there are a lot of people now that are doing conference championship Saturday and Sunday soirees as a warm up to Super Bowl Sunday,
I mean,
like
any
a
reason to get together neat.
like a dress rehearsal for Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, because we
You know,
don't
it's
know
like,
if we're gonna get it right.
I guess you could take the best of the playoffs. Some of these dishes
Yeah,
that aren't
yeah,
ever
yeah.
going to make it to the Super Bowl menu.
Oh, that would be good. Let's try a few things on for size.
You know, that's the way you can. Because, like,
Maybe
for
we
instance,
carry best dish forward out of the losers.
like Nashville hot chicken. I would really like Nashville hot chicken to get to the Super Bowl, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen this year. So do you say, well, okay, let's do it in playoff format? Or do you wait for the year when it does happen? And
Yeah,
you
'cause
go,
it's not going to.
man, this Nashville hot chicken. Well, Nashville hot chicken could get there next year, maybe. I mean, I just don't think Nashville hot chicken's
Let's do
going to
the
get there.
playoffs and carry the
this year.
best dish forward out of the losers to Super Bowl. And that's how we incorporate legally within your rule book of how things get done at home with food and shows and decorations and holidays.
It would be interesting though. There would be an advance. So you have to prepare like either team could win,
Right.
But you'll have already, but then so if Lucy Juicy, or is it Lucy Juicy? Which was it? I don't know. I looked it up though. I
Yeah.
figured out how to make them.
The cheese stuffed burgers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Cheese stuffed burgers.
I mean,
which-
what happens? They don't make it, and now we're salivating over cheese stuffed burgers. And
That's exactly right.
yeah, I
It
mean,
feels like something you were given, but then was ripped away from you.
yeah, no,
That's why you cheer that much harder for the Vikings, I guess, is to get the Juicy Lucy in
I'm
there.
not going to do that. Let's just do the playoff thing. Soiree.
I saw how to do it too. You know what? No, I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
I mean, I'll tell you all. I don't want to tell the world because then everybody's like, oh, yeah, everybody knows how to make a Lucy Juicy.
Well, they probably don't have Google.
I think it's Juicy
and figure
Lucy.
it out.
I think it's Juicy Lucy.
Right.
Thank God we're the only ones that can Google that.
Today's highlight in history, this date in 2004, President George W. Bush proposed legal status, at least temporarily, for millions of immigrants improperly working in the United States. In 1789, America held its first presidential election as voters chose electors who a month later selected George Washington to be the nation's first chief executive. In 1989, Emperor Hirohito of Japan died in Tokyo at age 87. Bill Clinton went on trial on impeachment charges in the Senate, this date in 1999. What happened to Nancy Pelosi and her Senate, her impeachment charges? They get lost over the holidays?
I don't know. She's like gone underground. I'm thinking now we should charge Congress.
At least the House. Kenny Loggins is 72 today. He's all right. Aaron Gray is 70 today. Aaron Gray played Ricky Schroeder's mom on Silver Spoons.
Oh, not where I was going with that.
David Caruso is 64 today. Katie Couric is 63. Rand Paul is 57 today.
Oh, I saw him on
Senator
Fox this morning.
Rand Paul. And Nicolas Cage is 56. I hope he unwraps a copy of the Declaration of Independence
How old
for his
is he
birthday.
today?
56.
Oh, okay.
Jeremy Renner is 49 today, and Dustin Diamond is 43.
Dustin is Screech.
That's right, Screech. Gone but not forgotten, Jacques Montgolfier, the co-inventor of the hot air balloon in 1745. Millard Fillmore in 1800. Estee Lauder in 1908.
My face thanks you.
You all know what Estee Lauder did?
Mm-hmm.
Now, a chart topper that I've never featured before, but it sounds very intriguing from the title.
Okay.
This is from 1955, the Ames Brothers. And the name of this song is The Naughty Lady of Shady Lane.
The naughty lady of Shady Lane has hit the town like a bomb. The back fence gossip ain't been this good since Mabel ran off with Tom. Our town was peaceful and quiet before she came on the scene. The lady has started a riot, disturbing a suburban routine. The naughty lady of Shady Lane has the town in a whirl.
Is this the 50s version of Harper Valley PTA?
I was going to say, is Shady Lane in Harper Valley?
I think so.
I think it is.
I think, yeah.
And was her name, they never gave her name, is her name Jolene?
No, this is Jeannie C. Riley's Meemaw. He was
the
and
naughty
her name
lady
was
of Shady Lane.
Jolene.
Yeah, her name was Jolene.
That's right, yeah.
We have just solved the mystery.
He lived on Shady Lane.
Was she shot in a strip mine last week?
Yeah, I think she perhaps was, yeah.
I think maybe I talked about her on the news.
1964, Lenny Welch was number one.
Get you out of my heart.
Since I Fell for You. I think I'd rather go back to Shady Lane.
Yeah, she was much more fun. Jolene, bring Jolene back.
Let's go to 1973. Stevie Wonder and Superstition.
Writings on the wall. Very superstitious. Letters about to fall. 13-month-old baby.
All right, if I go down that rabbit hole, I won't get out.
No, come back, Alice.
I gotta move on. 1982, Foreigner was number one.
Maybe I'm wrong. Won't you tell me?
Waiting for a Girl Like You.
You don't like Foreigner?
I do like Foreigner, but this one, not for me.
You didn't cruise in the Southgate Mall to Foreigner and it shows.
I did.
Not
a little. Not the same time you all did.
Well, it shows.
Never circled druthers endlessly, did you?
No. Well, I mean, she may. I think they still have a druthers, don't they?
I think if you grew up in Grayson County, your age can be judged by the length of your cruise.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you were a courthouse to druthers with the sidestep into Southgate Mall, then you're probably like my age.
Yep.
If you're courthouse all the way south of the Parkway and then back up, then you're probably 10 to 15 years maybe younger, right? And then I think you just keep expanding.
My group went all the way to Smitty City and back.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
We only when a good song was on, and we couldn't be bothered by being stopped in the mall to chat and miss the song.
I see.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, get to Smitty City and back.
Tom's Diner,
There may have been some boys that lived on that road on the way.
1991. Suzanne Vega was number one. In 2000, Smash Mouth number 1, Then the Morning Comes. By the way, we went through a period in 2000, 2001, 2002. Music was awful.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Savage Garden, Smash Mouth. It was not good.
I had a baby in 2000, and so I had 3 toddlers. So we did a lot of Wiggles.
Oh, yeah,
Spaghetti,
absolutely,
So
sure.
I don't know this music you speak of.
2009, Live Your Life, T.I. featuring Rihanna, and Rockstar Post Malone, 21 Savage was number 1 2 years ago today. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, don't let yesterday take up too much of today. Don't let yesterday take up too much of today. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Misty Thomas, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA. 104.9 FM, the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105. Your news starts now.